Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new to my channel. If you are new to my channel, hi, it's nice to meet you. My name is Kaylee. I'm an online reseller. I go to thrift stores like Goodwill, Salvation Army, pretty much any ones that are in my area, and I find items that are undervalued and I sell them on sites like eBay and Poshmark. I've got a great group of people who are following me now that are also resellers too, and I'm just on here to basically share my journey and hopefully help you guys out so that you can build your reselling business as well. Every week I come on and share what sold from the previous week, so I will do a breakdown of my sales numbers as well as show you some of the sales that did sell, do a bit of a deep dive, and talk about why I picked those items up and why they sold. Now, somebody mentioned in a previous video, actually a couple people mentioned in previous videos, that it's important not only to show the good in reselling, but also the bad. And you're right. So moving forward, I think what I'm gonna do is show at the very end my top 2 best, highest grossing sales, plus my 2 lowest. Because normally I wanna show you guys the good stuff so that you know what to pick up, but I do think it's important to understand that I do make some bad buys. So stay tuned until the very end of the video. I'm gonna show my absolute best sales from last week, as well as the 2 worst sales from last week. All right, guys, enough talking. Let's jump into sales.
All right, guys, so all of the sales on this sales report right here is from February 14th through the 20th. That is a Sunday through a Saturday. In total, I had just 51 sales for a gross sales total of $2,034.45. Average sale price was $39.89. My total cost of goods was $355. And then my average cost of goods was $6.96. On eBay, I sold 35 items. On Poshmark, I sold 14, and I actually did have 2 sales on Mercari. On eBay, I sold almost $1,500. On Poshmark, about $500, and then Mercari, I made $55 in sales. My sales definitely have taken a hit, but I know what to attribute that to, and I'm going to be working hard this week to get those numbers back on track. Hoping to take this to at least 3,000 every week. Lofty goal, but I'm sure we can get there using the methods I've talked about before. My average sale price was looking really good. I almost hit $40 in average sale price, which I was really happy with. My cost of goods was a little high, but I did have some higher sales, which typically means that my cost of goods for those items were also a little bit higher. Typically, I pay up for items that are selling for a ton. So let's dive into the sales. I am first going to show you my 2 Mercari sales. We'll jump into some eBay sales and then some Poshmark sales. And then at the end, I am going to show you my 2 best sales and my 2 worst sales, which all 4 happen to be eBay sales. Simply showing these just to show you what can sell quickly on Mercari. So I sold this Patagonia beanie and I had it listed for $32 with free shipping. It probably cost me $3 to ship, maybe $4, somewhere between $3 and $4, and I accepted an offer for $25 with free shipping. Even though Patagonia is a really excellent brand, these beanies do not sell for a ton. This is an Altered State women's floral smock dress. Altered State is kind of a bohemian brand, but they do have some really nice pieces and they do have a following depending on which piece you can get. I try to stick to the more substantial bohemian pieces. This one I have listed for $40 with free shipping. It sold for $30 with free shipping. On to eBay, where I make majority of my sales. This is a J. McInerney. I don't know how to pronounce that. Here's the tag. This seems to be a pretty decent brand, but mainly I picked it up because it was 100% cashmere. Plus it had the argyle print. This is argyle print where the diamonds are. And this is just a very classic V-neck cashmere sweater. I like the color scheme. I thought all of that paired together added value regardless of brand. And I sold this one for my full asking price of $49.99. This was an awesome sale. You always want to look for Ralph Lauren novelty pieces. Anything that has something out of the ordinary or is very unique typically is a more rare item and people pay crazy amounts of money for them. So I did pick this one up, and when I did comps for basically vintage dog sweaters with Ralph Lauren, There were a couple that popped up, and they were selling for around this range. I had this listed at $59.99. I've had a lot of interest, but the offers have been pretty low. So because I've been sitting on it for a while, I accepted an offer for $45 and got this out the door. I picked this item up online through a Plato's Closet site, and this was a Free People women's mini dress, new with tags. So one of the reasons I picked it up online, because I am paying up typically for things that I'm purchasing online. I do a lot of research, and a lot of it has to go into whether I'm going to pick it up or not, because I don't want to spend a lot of money on something that I'm not going to get a good return on. Picked this one up because it was Free People, it was new with tags, and I was also able to find this exact style in the sold. So this is a Flirt You long sleeve mini dress in alabaster, and this is just really on trend for spring. Anything really romantic in Free People I find does very well. So for all of those reasons, I picked it up. It did sell for my full asking price of $40. This is a Joseph Ribkoff faux wrap dress. I have had luck with Joseph Ribkoff in the past. They don't sell very quickly, but depending on the piece, you can get a decent profit off of it. I do like selling the wrap dresses in the nice prints by this brand. I would be pretty selective and do specific comps, but these wrap dresses seem to do well. Had this one listed for $29.92, and it did sell at my full asking price. A lot of you guys have been asking me about the keywords that I put in my listings. As you can see in the title, we used words like floral, faux wrap, ruched, midi, and Hawaiian, all really great keywords. But typically the title is not enough to put all of the keywords that would apply to this dress. And so what I like to do is go down to the bottom, and I like to add a style profile and add anything that may also apply. That way it pulls up in keywords. And I kind of have a list of different clusters of words that I use. So for instance, if it's a Hawaiian dress, I know I'm going to use the word Hawaiian, probably floral, summer, vacation, travel, and usually beachy as well. So all of this stuff, there's just a string of words that you can typically use to fit within a style profile, and it really helps to get eyes on your listing. You want to be really careful that you don't put anything there that doesn't apply, because then you're going to get buyers coming to your listing and then not actually purchasing it and being disappointed and leaving, which is going to tell eBay that that's not a good listing. But if you get people coming to your listing because that is exactly what they're looking for, and then they purchase the item, that is going to boost your whole store in search. So put good keywords in. If there's not enough room in the title, you can do like I do down below and do what I like to call a style profile, where I add the rest of the keywords. This is an Elaine Fisher women's tunic sweater, and this is made out of merino wool. A lot of people probably know the brand Elaine Fisher, but people are hit or miss whether they pick it up. My suggestion to you, because I have really, really good luck with this brand, is to pick it up when it is in good luxury materials, regardless of how old the style is. If it has merino wool or it has cashmere, those are pretty good reasons to pick up Elaine Fisher, regardless of the dating. This one was kind of timeless. I wouldn't consider it modern or an older style. It's just something people could wear at any time. But because it was made out of merino wool, I picked it up. Had this listed at $39.99. It sold on an offer for $35.99. This is a brand I have been picking up more and more. This is Matilda Jane. I actually found two of these skirts, both new with tags, at a thrift store, and this is in collaboration with Joanna Gaines, which I know her and her husband show is pretty popular, so I figured this was a good pickup. This one was also a maxi skirt, full button down front, and again, new with tags. So for all those reasons, I picked this up. I listed mine higher than other comps at $34.92. It sold on an offer for $31.43 with free shipping. So some Matilda Jane pieces can do well, and I think the collaboration with Joanna Gaines seems to be pretty sought after. This is an Affliction piece. I have to admit that even though Affliction doesn't sell as well as it used to, I have a hard time leaving it behind at the thrift store. So sometimes I'll still pick up the shirts that only sell for like $15 to $20 because I can't help it. It's just a habit of mine. But there are certain pieces that I do really, really seek after, and this would be one of those pieces. So this is a reversible full zip hoodie. And depending on what you have, if there's like a ton of skulls on it or if it's a more neutral color, sometimes those things can add value. You really just need to do your comps. That's a horrible blurry picture of the back, but good thing we got good pictures of the other stuff. So pretty much anything reversible in Affliction I find does very well for me. Affliction jeans also do really awesome too. This one I had listed at $42 and it did sell at my full asking price. This is a really great brand to pick up. This is called Title IX, and I showed this in a recent thrift haul. If you were to look at this, you would probably not think that it's worth anything just because the brand label is not very stand out. Honestly, I've come across this a lot, and before I knew that it was worth anything, I was passing on it a lot because I just didn't think that it was a high quality item. But I have since learned, and these Title IX pieces do move very quickly, some only for $25, but if you've got a substantial piece like this full zip jacket that I have here, they can go for a lot more. So this is a wool full zip tunic jacket. I had this listed for $49.92. It sold for $44.93. And later on when we get into the Poshmark sales, I will show you another Title IX sale. So I am still picking up these LL Bean vintage corduroy shirts in both men's and women's. They are still just selling. I've sold so many of these within the past like 6 months. Really on trend. A lot of people are messaging me about them as soon as they go. I've got people asking me if I have any others. So if you come across not just LL Bean, although that is a really good brand, LL Bean vintage corduroy shirts and possibly in other brands, just do your comps. They are doing extremely well. People want these oversized corduroy shirts, so keep an eye out for them. Had this one listed for $34.91 and it did sell at my full asking price. Okay, I lied. We actually have a few more Title IX pieces to show you. This is a Title IX women's skirt. Now, a lot of people think the skirt section is not very profitable, and I would actually have to agree with you that I don't typically like to go to the skirt section, but in the spring, I usually do look at skirts because they become more popular during that time of the year, and what I usually find is most profitable are athletic skirts and skirts. So this is a piece that you could go through and find in the skirt section that is worth picking up. And this again is the brand Title IX. This is a size extra large hot pink tennis skirt. And I had it listed for $24.92. It sold very quickly at full asking price. And because most people don't like to shop in the skirts section, you could probably get in there at different thrift stores and it's not going to be picked over. And you can probably find athletic skirts like these. Title IX, Athleta, Lululemon, Fabletics, all of those do really well in tennis skirts and skirts. This is an Under Armour men's casual pant. I've got another Under Armour men's casual pant sale coming up that I'm going to show you. But a lot of people pass on Under Armour, and I would say that you do want to be selective, but these more casual pieces that are less athletic-y seem to bring a higher profit. So these are called the Storm Adapt pants, and Storm is a line off of Under Armour. Here you can see it is labeled Under Armour Storm, and I find that this line does very well. Had these ones listed for $32.91. They sold on an offer for $29.62. And anything like this by Under Armour that's like a casual men's pant does perform very well for me. This is a Coach women's bag. I wanted to bring this up because I think most people know that Coach is pretty popular, but you want to be careful that you're not picking up a fake Coach, and you also want to do your research on the style. So I was able to find the style name of this, and it was called the Taylor Eyelet Leather Carryall Satchel. If you look up the style information on the inside on Google, you'll probably pretty quickly find the style name, and then you want to do your comps for that particular style name, and then you'll be spot on with your pricing, and then you'll be able to see the sell-through rate, whether it's worth picking up or not, before you actually purchase it. Most of the time when I come across Coach, the thrift stores mark it up. So I do think it's really important to do very, very specific comps on that style. This one I have listed for $63.70. It sold on an offer for $57.33. I paid $9.99 for this, but again, I did do that research in the thrift store. This did take a few months to sell, but I am happy with the profit from this item. Moving on into some Poshmark sales. This is a Lululemon women's bra. Now, we all know that Lululemon is a really great brand to pick up in most things, but I just wanted to show you this one in particular because it is a bra, and a lot of people pass on the bra section, but you can find great pieces like this. A lot of the same brands you're picking up in leggings, if you can find the same brands in bras, also do really well. I mean, a bra selling for $40 is crazy. Granted, this was new with tags, but still, don't pass on the bra section at your thrift store. This one was called the Enlight Sports Bra in a good size, a 38D, which I think larger sizes and bras do add value, in my opinion. This sold for $40. This is a Title IX women's gray hiking short, again with that brand Title IX. These have sold so quickly after getting them listed, so if you come across this brand, make sure that you look into it. It's probably worth picking up. This was just a used pair of hiking shorts, and this sold for $33. Again, with the style profile and the keywords, here are a cluster of words that I typically use: hiking, outdoor, active, casual, walking, hiking, climbing, camp, stuff like that, guys. Make sure to jam the correct keywords in. That way you're giving yourself a better chance of buyers finding these items. I also sold this pair of Rock Revival jeans. These were called the Boris Mid-Rise Straight jeans. And I think a lot of people probably do know Rock Revival, but these are great jeans to pick up. I'll even pay up for them sometimes. And if you're new to reselling, I wanted to show you this brand because it's definitely worth looking into. This next item also sold for $63, and these are the Fry Women's Hippo Booty, and they are that, I don't know if it's pronounced cognac, I think it's cognac brown, which is, in my opinion, a color that adds value. So when things are in this color, typically they sell for more. It's a highly, highly sought after color. Plus, Fry is just a great brand to pick up. You can see these did have a little bit of wear on them, but nonetheless, they still sold very, very quickly. These ones I put the words, let's see here, Western, Ankle, Bohemian, Distressed, Leather, Hobo, and Ranch. This is a Dickies men's button-down work shirt, and I would also consider this to be like a shirt jacket. Any kind of really thick button-up shirts like this, regardless of brand, typically do sell. And this past year, I was picking up like every one I came across. Dickies is known for being like a workwear brand, and typically you wouldn't think you'd get this much with Dickies, but this did sell for $31, and it's just a really thick, heavy-duty shirt. Here's another pair of men's Adidas pants. These ones were a pair of golf pants, still what I would consider kind of a more casual style, but these golf pants do extremely well for me. These ones sold for $30, so keep your eye out for basically any kind of Adidas or Under Armour men's casual pant, those different types of brands, even Nike when they are kind of an out-of-the-box kind of pant. This is a Tommy Bahama men's silk Hawaiian shirt. It looks like we forgot to edit the title here, but it still sold. So this is a silk Hawaiian shirt. And I do like picking up Tommy Bahama silk button-up shirts, but I'm pretty picky with what I pick up. I try to only pick up really nice, colorful prints. This one was a very colorful, really nice pattern, and it sold for $33. Okay, we are now in the end of the video where I'm going to show you my top 2 sales, and then my 2 worst sales. All 4 were on eBay. This is my best sale of the week. This is an Atelier Noir women's faux fur down jacket. So this felt very high quality when I came across it. I don't know much about the brand, but there was just so much detail that went into this. It had the double zipper. There was branding on the zipper to pull. It was down-filled, and it just felt really thick and high quality. This is the brand here. I did look up Atelier Noir down jackets, and there weren't a lot listed, but about as much had sold. So that told me it had a pretty good sell-through rate, and it could be a more rare find. And some of them were going for even more than this. So I listed mine kind of middle of the road at $115. And it sold on an offer for $103.50, and I have already received really good feedback from this buyer, so I am extremely happy with this sale. So if you come across anything that just feels high quality or you can tell a lot of work went into it, it's definitely worth looking into. I actually paid up for this. I paid $20, $19.99 for this item. And then my next best sale was also on eBay. This is a Calvin Klein men's full zip leather jacket. And this was just in really great condition in a well-known brand, had a really nice style. And I'm finding that when leather jackets have some kind of lining, sometimes that adds value. So I think that's one of the reasons this sold so quickly was because of the liner inside. This I had listed for $69.91. It sold on an offer for $62.92. Okay, you guys asked for the bad as well as the good, and I wanted to let you know that not all of my sales are home runs, and in fact, sometimes I'm sitting on items for a while, and then I'm dropping the price significantly to get rid of them and just recoup some money. So this was one of those cases. I went on a phase during the shutdown of buying jewelry lots. I don't particularly care for it, but after I, had already purchased the lots, I did list most of them because I wanted to get my money back. And this is one of those pieces. This was not one of the higher valued that came in the lot. And this ended up being reduced to $5 with standard shipping, and it did sell at $5. To be fair, in that jewelry lot, I probably only spent like $1 or less per jewelry piece, but it's still not really worth the time for listing and shipping and everything that's involved. But I am glad to get my money back, but I do have sales like these from time to time. Here's another item that I paid just $1 for. This is an Under Armour kids baseball cap. This does say youth one size on the inside, and I picked it up thinking it was an adult hat, and I didn't really check, and then later on found it was youth, which kind of dropped the value a little bit. So I was hoping to sell this for about $15, thinking it was an adult, so $1 into $15. But then I, made that mistake, didn't look it over thoroughly, realized it was youth, and so those only went for about $10. So I have this listed at $9.92. It sold on an offer for $8.93. Again, I only paid $1, so I am making money on it, but just for the investment and the time that went into it, it isn't really worth my time. So those were my 2 worst sales for the week.
All right, guys, so that was it for what sold from last week. As you can see, my sales are a little bit down, and I attribute that all to moving into this new space and just kind of getting settled, which took my attention away from the amount of listing that I was doing. But I am back into full force and hoping to get to $3 grand per week in sales. That is my goal. You can follow along with me. If you're not already subscribed, you can hit that subscribe button and also that notification bell. That way you guys get notified when new videos go live, and you can follow along with my sales every week. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.